What's up, fish tank people? Just coming at you with a quick little update here. Do a little rescape, as you might notice. Move the driftwood out of the center, move it over to the sides here. Give you more of a, kind of draws your eyes through the tank instead of just focusing right in the center and not seeing anything else. If you remember, I had needle leaf Ludwigia and water wisteria here all the way up to the top. So I chopped that down, I moved the wisteria, or I kept the wisteria where it was, but I replanted it a lot shorter, planted it behind the driftwood. One of my discus there, saying what's up. And I chopped the needle leaf down real short, cut it in thirds, and I planted it here, and I'm going to try to get a bush of it to fill in this center part here. Moved the Madagascar lace plant out of hiding and brought it up front. It's kind of like a focal point, or it will be once it gets bigger. I did keep all the Anubias attached to the driftwood because it's just such a sick plant. I mean, look at that Nana. Some of the best looking Nana I've ever seen, and I'm not just saying it because it's in my tank. It's a good piece of Nana, and it took some time, but it stuck itself to that driftwood. And same with this piece here. It's really stuck itself down in the driftwood. So it takes some time, but eventually the Anubia, see this one? You see this one's still kind of loose. It eventually will attach itself to driftwood. For a while there, I was getting kind of skeptical because it just wasn't holding on. But now I am a believer. In the back here, when I was doing a water change today, I have Rotala rotundifolia. And I didn't realize how much I had or how big it was. But there's quite a bit of it back there. And it's pretty tall, and if you can, it kind of shows up on camera. The underside of the leaves are all nice and red and pink, so that's cool. Of course, we have the Hygrophilus simensis here, or green narrowleaf green temple plant, which, as you can see, is sending off roots everywhere. Same with the Telanthera. You can see a nice root ball there. We got some crypt action going on. The crypts are going nuts. Got a banana plant. I know you're not supposed to bury the bananas, but you know what? I was tired of it moving itself around, so I stuck it in the gravel. We'll see what happens. If it starts dying, I'll pull it up. We got Pennywort, of course. And as a freebie from the pet store, I got some floating hearts. Cool looking plant. I really like the way the roots look dangling down into the water. There's some duckweed in here, but those guys right there, those rainbows, make quick work of duckweed. They love it. I can't keep it in this tank. Also, the Telanthera, as you can see, the bottom side of these leaves are getting really nice and red. Getting pretty tall. Lots of new growth on the Telanthera. Crypt Parva and Dwarf Sag spreading out. I'm leaving it as a carpet here. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get all this up front and all in here. Trying to get all that carpeted. Now I'm going to do a carpet of Crypts and Dwarf Sag. That Crypt Parva and that Dwarf Sag. So I'll give you another look here. Oh, someone was asking me about my filter, what I have. This is the newest Marineland Emperor 400 power filter. Hang on the back. Try to take this cover off here on camera without dropping it or my phone. So as you can see, it's got the dual bio wheels, and if you see all the brown on them, that's the bacteria. And they say these things, you never need to change them. The only reason you ever need to change them is if they don't spin. As long as they're spinning a little bit at all, they're good. It has in the back here, it has 4 pads, has 2 on each side, and they're half floss, half carbon. They also make some that are full carbon cartridges or full floss cartridges, depending on what you want. So it's customizable that way. It has a mid-level optional opening here, so you can draw more water in from the middle of the water column. And someone was also asking about my lights. This is a 48-inch Odyssey T5 high output quad strip bulb fixture. So as you can see, it's got 4 T5 bulbs in there, and it's got 3 fans up top. You can't even hear them. Whisper quiet. Even if there's no other noise in the room, you can't hear them at all. It's got a timer on it here, and if anyone has this and wants me to show them how to set the timer, let me know and I'll make a video of that. It's pretty easy, pretty straightforward. You can select select how many lights you want on. Turn them all off. You can turn just 2 on. You can turn the back 2 on, turn the front 2 off, however you want to do it. And it's also got moonlighting LEDs. It's got 4 groups of I think it's 2 or 3 LEDs in there. So that's a fixture. If you want more of a review on either the filter or the light, let me know. I'm very happy with both products. I know a lot of people say Odyssey is cheap lights and all that, but you know what? The growth in my tank begs to differ, because since I put that on, I've seen amazing growth. So there's the 60. I'll show you guys the 5-gallon. And here's the 5-gallon. I know I need to trim some plants and replant them and all that good stuff. Just haven't got to it yet. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this piece of Lewickia about here. I'm going to plant it back over here. Nice wall plant in the back, I think. Got the dwarf sage in the middle here is a foreground plant. I'll let that carpet. Got a piece of red Nisea. And a nice little bush of limnophylla growing here. And some green temple. Put it in there a couple weeks ago. I figured it would die, but it hasn't. It's actually looking pretty good. Here's a side view of that limnophylla. It's an Asian plant. It's supposed to be one of the harder plants to grow. This is a highlight but very low-tech tank. There's no CO2 or anything on it. It is my shrimp tank. If you can see any of them in there. There's one. But yeah, it's covered in red cherry shrimp. There's between 40 and 50 in here, I believe. There's another one there. All over the place. Currently, I have at least 5 or 6 females that are pregnant or buried, as they call it. So, there we go. Quick little Sunday update. Keep it fishy, folks.